Hello, friends. How are you doing all? I hope you are doing well, staying healthy, enjoying life, and must be planning to do something great in life. So, let's start from building good hobbies to change ourselves first because New Year is about to come and we all take a resolution to do something new. So, why wait for a new year? Why not start from today? So let's start from today. We know that there is so many good hobbies which we can develop in ourselves, such as painting, crafting, cycling, running, dancing, swimming, cooking, and many more. One of those habits is book reading to improve our English, including reading, writing, speaking, vocabulary, at the same time enhancing our knowledge. So let's start with this reading book. Here we are going to read novel named Like It Happened Yesterday, which is written by Ravinder Singh, one of the best-selling author of I Too Had a Love Story and Can Love Happen Twice. If you like love story, you must go for that. But if you don't like, it is not necessary to read also. By the way, this is his third book in the sequence. Today we are going to read. Yesterday, already we have read about the first chapter of this book, first day of my school. Their author told about his first day of school, how was environment and how he was feeling. And today we are going to read second chapter of the same book, Happiness in a Little Thing. So let's read and see what is there for us and what we can get. Our family lived in Burila. Burila, a very small, peaceful town situated beside the river Mahanandi in the eastern part of the state of Odisha. Hirakund Dam, once known as the world's longest dam, was just 4 kilometers from the place where I lived. Because of its importance, Hirakund Dam had become a landmark for Burla, a dam which the little sleepy town was very proud of. So, author in this chapter is telling about his city in Budla. Budla is a city in the Odisha where is a Hirakund Dam and all those things. So author is written about all about his city, that how that little city was very proud of just because of Hirakund Dam. If you ever happen to be in Verela, you will see this 4.8 kilometer long dam that connect Burla on one side with the Hirakund town on the other. One either side of dam. In both towns there are two tall constructions which serve as a lighthouse. The one in Burla is called Jawahar Minar. Jawahar Minar, named after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who people say came to visit the site while the dam was being built. So there is one Minar, which is called Jawaharlal Minar, because Jawaharlal Nehru visit there while that dam was being built. So that's why that place name called the Jawaharlal Dam. From the top of the Jawahar Minar, the view of the dam is breathtaking. The length of the dam holds back the huge water reserve of the river Mahanandi on the left, releasing it partially through the canals from which the water passes through the gates on the right and flows further east, right through the Burla town. Giant pulleys along the length of dam and high voltage electricity plant fill the scene in the east. In the southwest, there is a skating of green island rising out of the water. Looking in this direction, it appears as if there is no end to the water. It is hard to make out the line on the horizon miles away, where the water meets the sky. The sound of the running turbine is the loudest noise one can hear. One can see the whirlpool of churning water as it drops down the open drops down the open gates and goes ahead to rotate the turbine on the east of this state by beautiful town Burla. So this is all about that Burla city and that dam. That how beautiful this look from the top. Back in my childhood days, everything about Burla was small. Anyone who owned a Maruti 800 was considered extremely rich for what it was worth. Only a handful of people were privileged enough to have this car in their garage. Our town was so small that one could easily travel from one corner of it to another in a less than half an hour, that too on a bicycle. So this is a very small city actually. In spite of being teeny, Burla was pretty self-sufficient. We had just one market to shop from, which primarily was divided into two sub-market. People used to call one the Kacha market and other the Pakka market. There was not any difference in the infrastructures of these two markets, which could have been the reason why they were separated by name. The only difference was that the Kacha market was primarily a place to buy vegetables, while just 100 meters ahead, the Pakka market was made up for a range of kirana, grocery stores, and clothes stores. Come Sunday, and the come Sunday, and Kacha market would turn into the most populated area of the entire town. A number of small trucks and jeeps would bring in fresh vegetables in a morning, and everyone, including my father, would go to a kacha market to buy them. But if someone had to buy anything big, like a home, appliance, or furniture, he had traveled to a Sambalpur, the nearest city, because a wide variety of such things was usually not available in Bodila. The town was also treated as the knowledge hub of Odisha. In Burla, there were Veer Surendra Sai Medical College, one of the most well-known medical college in Odisha, and a well-to-do engineering college called University College of Engineering. Apart from engineering and medical institute, we also had a branch of some Balpur University as far as primary and secondary education was concerned. There were three different schools, each of them affiliated to a different language medium: Hindi, Uriya, and English. My parents had admitted me to an English medium school. It was called Sri Satya Sai Kodij Abode. This is a school name. Burla was a secular town and had religious institution for all the religions, temples of Hindu gods, including Lord Ram, Lord Jagannath, and Lord Krishna, provided the religious platform for the majority of people. Every day, a lot of devotees would visit these temples to pay homage to their deities. The biggest temple in the town was of Lord Krishna. It was well known as the Krishna Mandir, though it had idols of other gods and goddesses as well inside it. The yearly Janmashtami celebration were held with great enthusiasm at the temple. Apart from the Hindu temple, there was a mosque at the Kacha market, a church near the road to Hirakund Dam, and Gurudwara right at the geographical heart of the town. And this was where I lived with my family. So author is telling all about his cities, that where is a market, how many school and universities there, what is the name of those, and how his father used to go to a kacha market to bring a vegetable, but if need big things like a home appliance and cloth, like something that, so he has to visit different city, because that in the Virla that was not available. And there is a temples, gurudwara, all those things. So this paragraph is all about those. My father worked in a Gurudwara as a priest, and our house was located within the Gurudwara's complex. We were a family of four: my father, my mother, my younger brother, and I. The entire complex was a vast rectangle, with the center portion of it taken up by the Gurudwara building, surrounded by an open courtyard on the three sides. Beyond the courtyard, one on both sides, a series of seven living quarters marked the boundary of the area. The, the- these quarters were owned by the Gurudwara management, and the rent from them was one of the sources of revenue for the Gurudwara. To the front of the complex was the gateway to enter, and on the right corner was our home. Of course, it was not house beyond, but a service house offered to my father because of his job at the Gurudwara. At the Gurudwara, it was not a well-planned house, but a good enough arrangement of brick and mortars divided into four rooms. If you saw it, you would know what I mean when I say that it was very meant to provide shelter. At the entrance itself was the kitchen, but because of the three chairs placed against one of the wall, it was served as the sitting room. When the women from our neighborhood occasionally turned up for a leisurely chat with my mother, the well. Arrangement worked well for mom, as she could cook while chatting with her friends. Our second room was where we used to spend most of our time, and sure, technically we called it the living room. This room, every night after 9, turned into our bedroom. I guess I was in class third when dad brought a black and white Rohini deluxe television set encased in a brown box. It has shutters as well, which we would pull down at a night and pull up again in the morning. It had slots for storing 12 channels, though there was only a Doordarshan that all the antennas in Burilla could tune to. So the rest of the channel slots were just a wastage of a TV memory. Even ever since the TV was brought into that room, we had started spending most of our time in there. I remember that watching the Hindi broadcast of Doordarshan news at 9 p.m., after which my brother and I used to watch serials along with my mom. On one side of this room was a wooden cot which had an inner between kind of size. Its wi- width was more than that of a single bed, but less than that of a double bed. A wooden dressing table and a multi purpose wooden table occupied the rest of the room. The table was primarily a study table, but we used it as a dining table for all our meals. Mom even used to iron our clothes on it late in the afternoon. When I took back, I see how we needed only a few things to keep ourselves happy, apart from the bed and the table. Our living room had a lot of free space. A 3 feet tall and 5 feet wide trunk served as the storage for our requirements for the winter and otherwise. Blanket, mattress, bed sheet, cushion, and a lot of winter clothes like sweater and things that we needed to use after long intervals. On the other side of the room, there was a closet with a glass door full of religious books that my father used to read. My brother and I used to remaining space in that room to dance, fight, and do all sort of crazy thing. The last room was not quite a room, but actually functioned as a store. It was full of wooden blocks to support the intermittent intermittent construction of a Gurdwara building against one wall. There was a wooden rack holding large container of rice, pickles, and flour that that would have managed to get that that cheap as part of work purchase. A rope run from one corner of the room to another. This was used to our uh, hang out clothes after mom would have ironed them. 4. We didn't have an almirah to keep our clothes in. Our house was tiny, simple, and yet complex in its arrangement. We loved to live there primarily because of the vast courtyard outside where my brother and I used to play. No one in the entire villa as big as a playground as we used to do. Even in this all the story, author is just trying to see that there was a only a bare minimum resources to sustain their life. There were no rooms and big playground, almira, and all the resources which we needed for our life. But even that, no, authors and their family were very happy in those small area and with the bare minimum resources. But if we think about ourselves, we have a lot more than that. Even we are not happy because we always want something more. If there is a something in our house, we want no, this is not good. We want new one. Like this, we always want more and more, and we never satisfied. That is a reason of not being happy in this era, particularly. And if we talk about the our ancient time, people were like only enough, not even enough material, only there are bare minimum resources to sustain their life, but they were very happy. So we can learn from this chapter that we should be happy in any condition because we need to sustain our life and go to get our dream. It is not all about the resources and all those things. It is about happiness, that how we can get a happiness from those resources. I think you enjoyed this chapter and learn something new from here to apply in our life also. Thank you so much to listen and read with me. I hope you like this video.